You read the title and you've probably seen the other episodes, so let's get right into it. With just one disclaimer. If this happens to be the first episode that you're watching of this little series, this is a list of 10 of the best and coolest passives in Summoner's War. We're not looking at the unit as a whole, we're not evaluating the rest of the kit, we are purely looking at the passive. And today, it's for LD units. Also, there's definitely more than 10 really cool passives out there, so if I miss one, you should let me know in a comment. And if there's enough, I'll do another episode. Starting off the list, this is a banger. We're looking at Chaser that belongs to Lauren. Defense break and attack bar decrease are two things that the devs generally don't allow to be together. Especially on a passive. You remember what happened to Shayna? God, I'm still sad about that. I was the most hyped about getting Shayna. I was more hyped about getting Shayna than I was getting my first LD5. And that's probably a testament to just how much she needed to get nerfed, actually. Number 9, Best Partner. This skill belongs to Sylvia. This is the sort of thing that's normally relegated to a skill with a cooldown on it. What it says is that every single turn, this unit will team up with an ally. This skill is so cool to me, and it's actually one of the reasons why Sylvia was one of my most wanted LD5s for so long, because I'm just in love with team-up effects. There are tons of valuable first skills in Summoner's War, so getting one every single turn is kind of appealing. 8 is Deadly Charm. This negates accuracy and resistance checks. Not necessarily guaranteed though. It's not irresistible. Well, actually it is irresistible. No, it is. It's not irresistible. No, it is. No, it's not irresistible. It's not irresistible. Because if you have immunity on, well, no, if you're a chrome, dude, this is complicated. It ignores accuracy resistance, okay? What more do you want? Notably, this is not guaranteed. If you land a glancing hit, you're still not going to apply a debuff. That's just a rule of the game. But not having to worry about your accuracy against their resistance is just such a blessing, truly. Tooth for a tooth is number 7. You sit there and accrue value. This is one of my favorite ways to play Summoner's War. I have trash taste. Whenever your team is crit upon, this unit will give attack bar to your entire team, pushing you to your next turn faster. Even after multiple adjustments, this passive skill is still just terrifying in RTA, so it definitely deserves to be on the list. Number 6 is Judge, belonging to the face of the game, Artemiel. Increased defense, free counters on crit, and attack bar cycling. What more could you want from a passive ability? You ruin something with this passive on Despair, and you are just going to be getting tons and tons of value. Similar, but different, Eye for an Eye. I have to mention this one, because we're talking about 10 of the best and coolest mechanics as far as passives go. And this passive just threw the game into a spiral. There was a time where Second Awakened Miho was just dominating in RTA because of this passive. I'm also very proud because I called way ahead of time. As soon as I learned that the Martial Cats were getting a Second Awakening, I knew that this was going to be broken. Number 4 is Tip of the Spear, and it belongs to Amduat. This passive gives every hit a 30% chance to strip a buff off the enemy, and it also gives you 25% attack bar. So the unit with this passive is going to be gaining significantly more turns than everybody else on the battlefield. Number 3, Duty of Monarch. This one belongs to Wedget, and boy is it long. What it boils down to is it gives attack bar based on the number of buffs on your team, and it gives healing based on the number of debuffs. This passive was actually adjusted recently after it's been absolutely destroying in SWC, and it's still amazing enough to occupy the number 3 slot on the list. Anything that gives attack bar ends up being really, really good. Incredible, especially when paired with something like Laura, the Light Occult Girl, who was also nerfed in the very same patch. Speaking of just standing there and accruing value, number 2 is Outlaw. This one belongs to Berghild. From the people who brought you Ragdoll and Wedget, it's this monstrosity. Immunity to crowd control. Strip on every attack, and 10% attack bar for yourself every single time a turn is taken. If that's not the nuttiest passive ability I've ever heard, then dude, I didn't have an end for that sentence. It's just the nuttiest passive I've ever heard of. But number 1, for pure uniqueness, has gotta be Strong Energy, and it belongs to Tian Lang. It also sort of counters Outlaw, so, you know, if you want to look at it like that. What Strong Energy does is it halves the efficiency of all attack bar increasing effects for your allies and your enemies. And anytime an enemy tries to boost attack bar, this unit will gain attack bar instead. So there's a lot of cycling going on, there's a lot of denial and value. That's the list! Bye, everybody.